Number 7. Who has the new access code for the parking garage? A.
Ask Chloe.
B.
I park in the hourly lot at the train station.
C.
In 20 minutes or so.
Number 8. I can't use these tickets to the ball game tonight. A.
I'll take them off your hands.
B.
Have a good time.
C.
The manager will see you shortly.
Number 9. Where will the board meeting be held next month? A.
No, I haven't been there yet.
B.
No, thanks.
C.
In Chicago.
Number 10. How long is your daily commute to and from the office? A.
40 minutes each way.
B.
I generally read a book.
C.
She'll be back tomorrow.
Number 11. Why was the deadline extended for this project? A.
The design team needs more time.
B.
By the end of the week.
C.
One of the sales clerks.
Number 12. Is there a weight limit for carry-on baggage? A.
Okay, I'll stop by then.
B.
No, they're out of stock.
C.
10 kilograms.
Number 13. Do you need me to help organize these files? A.
He'll report to James.
B.
Are they asking?
C.
No, I've got it.
Number 14. Why is there still a delivery truck at the loading dock? A.
A driver is late.
B.
I just fixed it.
C.
In 5 to 10 business days.
Number 15. Where should we place the new wireless router? A.
No, we have plenty in stock.
B.
Forward a copy to my email account.
C.
Let's find a central location in the main office.
Number 16. Which sales clerks are on the floor this morning? A.
Dan, Vicky, and Beth.
B.
He has a tendency to be careless.
C.
No, I'll do it tomorrow.
Number 17. Why has the cafe in the lobby closed this week? A.
The owner is on vacation.
B.
A large cappuccino would be nice, thanks.
C.
They close at 7 p.m.
Number 18. Should we discuss the budget now or wait until Pamela arrives? A.
On the stairs by the entrance is best.
B.
The good news is we're making money.
C.
Let's give her a few minutes.
Number 19. When is our submission for the design contest due? A.
Friday at midnight.
B.
I'm not sure who won.
C.
They chose a different firm.
Number 20. Aren't you going to try and catch the 5:35 train? A.
I can't leave until this report is finished.
B.
It's just a short walk from my house.
C.
I must have waited for 20 minutes.
Number 21. I need a manager to sign my time card. A.
Ms. Hogan is in her office.
B.
It was very informative.
C.
Last month's budget report.
Number 22. Have you been to the branch in Miami? A.
I'll see you when you get there.
B.
Last month with Mr. Thomas.
C.
They were out of menus.
Number 23. Where can I find some coffee filters? A.
I ordered some last week.
B.
Check the cupboard in the kitchen.
C.
Just the current data, please.
Number 24. Has the last bus for Newark left already? A.
I'll be there shortly.
B.
The last bus leaves at 10:15.
C.
Yes, it's the third stop after the zoo.
Number 25. We finished installing the fiber optic lines, Mr. Evans. A.
That's great news.
B.
He wasn't there.
C.
What other days are you available?
Number 26. Where do you prefer to stay in Los Angeles? A.
It's supposed to rain this afternoon.
B.
Make a left at Main Street.
C.
I usually stay at the Hotel Nico.
Number 27. Don't we need more chairs for the meeting? A.
No, it's too crowded and noisy.
B.
The marketing team won't be coming.
C.
I've never been there.
Number 28. Did we meet the deadline to apply for a business permit? A.
With less than a day to spare.
B.
In the Hotel Business Center.
C.
A 20% loss.
Number 29. Does the CEO make frequent visits to your branch office? A.
Every once in a while.
B.
Yes, they are good workers.
C.
You can download the form from our website.
Number 30. Which clients are you visiting today? A.
Actually, I'll be here in the office all day.
B.
The dates are listed on the schedule.
C.
I wish you'd told me sooner.
Number 31. How many servers do you have scheduled for Sunday brunch? A.
We're fully staffed.
B.
I met with her last week.
C.
I lost all that information when I upgraded the OS.
Number 7. Where is the accounting office? A.
Yes, just a little bit.
B.
Second door on the right.
C.
Tickets are sold out already.
Number 8. Why has our flight been rescheduled? A.
That won't be necessary.
B.
She lives near the airport.
C.
There was a mechanical issue.
Number 9. How long is Bob out of the office? A.
No, the next one.
B.
Until the end of the week.
C.
A few kilometers.
Number 10. You're going to see Dr. Benson this morning, aren't you? A.
That's the new research laboratory.
B.
Several other patients.
C.
Not until after lunch.
Number 11. Who's covering the press conference down at City Hall? A.
It's on the front page.
B.
Around 6 o'clock.
C.
Tom Tyler, most likely.
Number 12. Would you care for a refill of your coffee? A.
In the break room.
B.
The menu's on the table.
C.
Thanks, just half a cup.
Number 13. Why are you looking for more sales staff? A.
Our business has increased.
B.
No, I didn't.
C.
At the Valley Shopping Center.
Number 14. Where do you want me to save this computer file? A.
Friday at 3 p.m.
B.
On a network server.
C.
$5,000.
Number 15. Please leave a copy of the report on my desk. A.
I'll do it before I leave tonight.
B.
Do you have their phone number?
C.
We just ordered 20 units.
Number 16. Have you met the new personnel director yet? A.
Yes, earlier this afternoon.
B.
I'll send you an email.
C.
They offered me a job.
Number 17. There aren't enough chairs in the conference room. A.
Our seats are in the balcony.
B.
It's scheduled for tomorrow evening.
C.
I'll ask maintenance to bring out more.
Number 18. Do you want to introduce Ms. Miller or should I? A.
Why don't you do it?
B.
Yes, I gave it to her.
C.
That should work.
Number 19. I'd like to take this sedan for a test drive. A.
Let me get the keys.
B.
I'll see her this afternoon.
C.
Yes, 35 miles per gallon.
Number 20. Who is closing tonight? A.
We close at midnight.
B.
Jack is.
C.
Put them in the freezer.
Number 21. Has the StarTech order been shipped yet? A.
It went out yesterday.
B.
It's my business card.
C.
He's on line 4.
Number 22. I need to hit an ATM on the way to the concert hall. A.
Will there be a refund?
B.
No, not right now. Sorry.
C.
But the performance is free.
Number 23. Which candidate did Ms. Underwood hire? A.
She's still conducting interviews.
B.
A bit higher than that.
C.
Several excellent programs.
Number 24. Are the supervisors from the Milwaukee plant included in the meeting? A.
Up to 12 people.
B.
The presentation was a little long.
C.
Yes, they'll be arriving shortly.
Number 25. Does anybody have any ideas for the food festival? A.
We had a great time.
B.
It was mainly cafeteria food.
C.
Yes, I have a lot of suggestions.
Number 26. What time is your meeting with Mr. Jeffries? A.
No, I like the other one.
B.
Once a month.
C.
He cancelled.
Number 27. The main parking lot is always full by 9 a.m. A.
Thanks, I just bought it.
B.
You can always use the lot across the street.
C.
A monthly parking pass.
Number 28. Will this year's computer convention be held in Chicago? A.
No, it's been moved to St. Louis.
B.
He's a proficient programmer.
C.
I'd rather stay late and finish it.
Number 29. Didn't you order some color samples from the manufacturer? A.
I think neutral colors work best.
B.
This quarter's budget deficit.
C.
Their website was down.
Number 30. Is the new printer as complicated to use as it looks? A.
It looked fine to me.
B.
I don't know when we got it.
C.
It's similar to our previous model.
Number 31. Looks like we'll have to meet another day. A.
Did you find it yet?
B.
Let's do it tomorrow.
C.
There's one in the lobby.
Number 7. How often does the bus to Brooklyn run? A.
The fare is very reasonable.
B.
No, she runs a consulting firm.
C.
Every 30 minutes.
Number 8. Do you work until 10 p.m. tonight? A.
Traffic was bad this morning.
B.
I have been there once.
C.
Yes, numerous people are on holiday.
Number 9. Is the marketing department on the first floor or the second floor? A.
It's on the third floor, actually.
B.
That's an interesting book.
C.
It'll take half an hour.
Number 10. Which printer did you say was out of order? A.
The one in the mailroom.
B.
$10, please.
C.
They are ordering more tomorrow.
Number 11. Why has the price suddenly increased? A.
Do you have an extra key?
B.
Due to an increase in sales.
C.
You'll have to ask Mr. Dolan.
Number 12. When will the warranty on your monitor expire? A.
A year from now.
B.
There's no extra fee.
C.
For my old computer.
Number 13. We met last year at the National Sales Conference, didn't we? A.
Let's check the sales figures.
B.
What's on the agenda?
C.
Yes, in Seattle.
Number 14. Where is the server room? A.
We already sent them.
B.
I applied this morning.
C.
It's next to William's office.
Number 15. Are you going to be able to fix the fax machine? A.
At least $25.
B.
I'll have to order a new part.
C.
In the downstairs closet.
Number 16. Can I see the pearl necklace in the display case? A.
These items are discounted.
B.
I've already been there.
C.
Sure, let me get it for you.
Number 17. Why is the store closing early next week? A.
We're doing our monthly inventory report.
B.
Yes, we're open.
C.
From 9 until 6.
Number 18. Let me introduce you to the new tenants in Unit 12G. A.
Thanks, but I already met them.
B.
What's the monthly rent?
C.
Yes, the deposit is 2 months.
Number 19. What do you think of the new website design? A.
By the end of July.
B.
It's very functional.
C.
The designer called.
Number 20. Do you want me to close the door to keep out the noise? A.
Try a different password.
B.
I'll sign it.
C.
If you don't mind, that'd be great.
Number 21. Did you see all the museum exhibits or just a few of them? A.
It's at Brighton Avenue.
B.
He collected our tickets.
C.
Just the exhibits on the first floor.
Number 22. Are there any tickets left for tonight's concert? A.
He's the conductor.
B.
The schedule is posted online.
C.
I'm afraid it's sold out.
Number 23. How much does it cost to use the hotel Wi-Fi service? A.
An international call.
B.
There's no charge for that.
C.
To activate my credit card.
Number 24. It's supposed to rain on the day of the music festival, isn't it? A.
Yes, but not until later in the day.
B.
The vendors are along Michigan Avenue.
C.
Saturday, July 12th.
Number 25. Don't we have to get a visitor's pass at the front desk? A.
Let's ask the security guard.
B.
It's an older model.
C.
You can drop off your dry cleaning.
Number 26. Who knows how to set up this webcam on my computer? A.
I think Dave Riley does.
B.
Yes, there's a copy in the safe.
C.
It was a day late.
Number 27. When will the new cafeteria open? A.
To remodel the library.
B.
Sometime next month.
C.
It takes about an hour.
Number 28. Which college has your daughter chosen to attend? A.
The rest of our family.
B.
The prices were outrageous.
C.
Foster Wallace University.
Number 29. Where will the professional development seminar be held? A.
He started in the mailroom.
B.
No, reservations are still available.
C.
At the International Trade Center.
Number 30. Who will be installing the alarm system? A.
The guys from Kemper Security.
B.
On Friday.
C.
It's for our entertainment.
Number 31. This suit is too big on me, isn't it? A.
It's quite warm today.
B.
Yes, it's a little loose.
C.
For here or to go.
Number 7. How long will it take to get to the airport? A.
30 to 40 minutes.
B.
Shipping is free.
C.
Sure, I can use it.
Number 8. Who approved your vacation request? A.
About $25.
B.
My supervisor did.
C.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Number 9. When will the company's recruitment project be implemented? A.
Yes, I sent the completed article yesterday.
B.
The museum is nearby.
C.
Not until the end of July.
Number 10. Has the new chief operating officer been named yet? A.
There's free coffee and pastries today.
B.
The topic is client retention.
C.
I heard it will be Daniel Carrington.
Number 11. I thought the performance review was very insightful. A.
Yes, mine helped me a great deal too.
B.
We are used to it.
C.
That would work.
Number 12. Why has Ms. Vickers called a staff meeting? A.
I met them last week.
B.
Please call back in 5 minutes.
C.
Because customers have been complaining.
Number 13. How soon will you be back from the conference? A.
Yes, he said he would.
B.
It never closes.
C.
Not until Monday.
Number 14. What time can we check into the hotel tomorrow? A.
At the front desk.
B.
I usually pay with a company credit card.
C.
Check in at 3 o'clock.
Number 15. Where's the nearest shoe repair shop? A.
No, it opens at 7 o'clock.
B.
There's a place in the basement of the building.
C.
They're definitely older now.
Number 16. If you have the time, you should check out Times Square. A.
Thanks, I'll definitely try to make it.
B.
May I see your receipt?
C.
The sale ends tomorrow.
Number 17. How should we display the new watches? A.
It comes in a variety of sizes.
B.
They are from a different vendor.
C.
Let's put them in the glass case by the register.
Number 18. Will John's retirement party be catered? A.
Lance hired a DJ.
B.
Until the end of the year.
C.
No, we need to reserve a restaurant.
Number 19. What do you think of the proposed community center? A.
It's in a good location.
B.
The architecture firm.
C.
It needs to be painted first.
Number 20. Didn't Mr. Thomas give you the code for the alarm system? A.
You have to sign in at the security desk.
B.
He won't be in then.
C.
I thought you had it.
Number 21. Should I turn the air conditioning on? A.
I'll open a window.
B.
The weather forecast.
C.
Those are not for sale.
Number 22. Our CEO will be retiring in October. A.
A 1-year deal.
B.
She'll certainly be missed.
C.
We already booked it.
Number 23. Does this morning's meeting include all departments? A.
At 9:30.
B.
That's what she said.
C.
The meeting invitation has the details.
Number 24. You can attend the groundbreaking ceremony on Sunday, can't you? A.
At the job site.
B.
Almost 10 people called in sick.
C.
I'll be in Houston this weekend.
Number 25. Didn't you begin your career teaching at a community college? A.
Yes, it was a humbling experience.
B.
The course ends in December.
C.
Take a right at the next corner.
Number 26. Why didn't you bring your laptop to the meeting? A.
Oh, I thought it wasn't allowed.
B.
At the top of the stairs.
C.
Not until Friday.
Number 27. We'd like you to pitch your concept at the next meeting. A.
In the conference room.
B.
Yeah, yesterday before lunch.
C.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that.
Number 28. Is it going to be much longer for a table in the main dining room? A.
I'm having the chicken.
B.
About twice as much as normal.
C.
Sorry, it's been a very busy evening.
Number 29. Didn't we just call a technician about the copier? A.
Don't tell me it's out of toner again.
B.
20 copies on A4 paper.
C.
No, my office is on the 6th floor.
Number 30. When will I be reimbursed for my travel expenses? A.
Checks are distributed on the 15th of the month.
B.
The Regent Hotel.
C.
$200 a night.
Number 31. You haven't placed an order with Wilson's, have you? A.
Go ahead, take some.
B.
Was I supposed to?
C.
Yes, I have them now.
Number 7. What time is the health inspector supposed to be here? A.
Sometime in the afternoon.
B.
Yes, but they usually do.
C.
The new subway station.
Number 8. Do you want to enroll in our store's loyalty reward program? A.
Sure, that would be great.
B.
That item is out of stock.
C.
The shipment arrived yesterday.
Number 9. The warehouse is open, isn't it? A.
There should be plenty of room.
B.
Mostly boxes of old files.
C.
Yes, but I'm just about to lock it up.
Number 10. When will the new line of products be released? A.
Most likely in early April.
B.
Yes, an updated version.
C.
It's one of my favorite cities.
Number 11. Where is the nearest ATM? A.
No, you didn't get any messages.
B.
Couldn't tell you, I'm not from around here.
C.
During my break.
Number 12. Would you mind holding your meeting in conference room C this afternoon? A.
I thought he retired last year.
B.
Sure, that works for me.
C.
Yes, they're new hires.
Number 13. Where did you live previously? A.
From Tuesday through Friday.
B.
East Flatbush in Brooklyn.
C.
No, I'm going beforehand.
Number 14. Isn't your driver's license due to expire this month? A.
She's an experienced driver.
B.
It was much longer than that.
C.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
Number 15. Should we be seated in a circle or set up in rows? A.
Isn't a video part of the presentation?
B.
Just some coffee, please.
C.
No, stack them according to size.
Number 16. Why don't you try reinstalling the software? A.
I already tried that.
B.
That's the number for technical support.
C.
Depends on when the manager arrives.
Number 17. Do you have any recommendations for Mexican food? A.
I received her supervisor's approval.
B.
Casa Bonita on Elm Street is fantastic.
C.
A four-door sedan.
Number 18. Please fill out this questionnaire before tomorrow's final interview. A.
I'll be sure to do that.
B.
It's a new survey.
C.
I saw him on the subway.
Number 19. Mr. Kipnis usually leaves the office at 6:30, doesn't he? A.
5 nights a week.
B.
No, I ordered the chicken.
C.
Traffic was surprisingly light today.
Number 20. Where did the board of directors decide to build a new office tower? A.
Sales were average.
B.
In Honolulu.
C.
December 1st.
Number 21. We're choosing new paint colors for the reception area. A.
Where's the waiter?
B.
A new director was selected.
C.
Coleman's Home and Hardware has a great selection.
Number 22. Why are these instructions only in Chinese? A.
Thanks for coming in early today.
B.
I've asked Jill to have them translated.
C.
We have enough copies for everyone.
Number 23. Which event space would you like to use? A.
Let's try for mid-September.
B.
We should hire her.
C.
I like the first one you showed me.
Number 24. Who's revising the radio advertisement scripts? A.
We're open 24 hours.
B.
At 7 o'clock on Monday.
C.
That decision hasn't been made.
Number 25. Have you sent out the invitations for the soft opening? A.
I didn't get a guest list.
B.
I'm planning on going too.
C.
Outside of the conference center.
Number 26. When will the car come to take us to the conference? A.
In front of the hotel.
B.
The driver will call when he's arrived.
C.
Because it's too far to walk.
Number 27. I don't recommend parking in the underground garage. A.
I've heard that before.
B.
On the top shelf in the supply closet.
C.
50 copies stapled, please.
Number 28. The trip shouldn't take longer than 20 minutes, should it? A.
It should be fairly quick.
B.
Yes, it was quite informative.
C.
No, you can walk there.
Number 29. How can I reserve seats for the premiere of the film? A.
Go to our website.
B.
Right, that was yesterday.
C.
It went very well.
Number 30. Have those property listings been updated yet? A.
I'll have some, thanks.
B.
They're actually undersized.
C.
We finished doing that before lunch.
Number 31. We really didn't receive a lot of applications for the sales position. A.
Well, it will be easier to make a decision.
B.
The entry fee has already been posted.
C.
The deadline is non-negotiable.
Number 7. I will meet you at Jake's Cafe at noon. A.
Okay, I'll see you there.
B.
I thought it was $4.
C.
I didn't meet him.
Number 8. When will the stove be repaired? A.
In an hour or so.
B.
At the hardware store.
C.
No, I didn't think so.
Number 9. Did they change the lighting? A.
On the last page.
B.
It is brighter in here now.
C.
Turn the switch on.
Number 10. Where did you put those new nails? A.
They're in my truck.
B.
Yes, I think so.
C.
He's at his office.
Number 11. Who's responsible for closing? A.
Alan, the night manager.
B.
The door is broken, I think.
C.
I was hired last August.
Number 12. Isn't there a meeting on Friday? A.
No, I prefer jazz.
B.
Let me check the calendar.
C.
I guess he will.
Number 13. Has your boss approved your raise yet? A.
I haven't actually asked him yet.
B.
If you don't mind, thanks.
C.
Let's go to lunch early.
Number 14. Could you meet with the new client today? A.
I haven't tried it yet.
B.
A new contract.
C.
Sure. At what time?
Number 15. How do you get to work every day? A.
We usually start at 9.
B.
I take the bus.
C.
It's very busy here.
Number 16. I can't find the Jane's vacation request form. A.
Ask her to fill one out again.
B.
It is a nice place to visit.
C.
That depends on which beach.
Number 17. When is my last appointment today? A.
Around 10%.
B.
Yes, that's what I want.
C.
6 p.m., I think.
Number 18. Why hasn't the marketing plan been implemented yet? A.
It's under review.
B.
I'm not signed up.
C.
A few more days.
Number 19. How many people did we hire this month? A.
It's easy to apply.
B.
Around 30, I think.
C.
Just put in an application.
Number 20. Would you mind if I opened the window? A.
Yes, you can use it.
B.
In the hallway.
C.
Isn't it noisy outside?
Number 21. When is the new boss expected to arrive? A.
At the back gate.
B.
He came from London.
C.
John made those arrangements.
Number 22. This is the last stop for today, isn't it? A.
The bus is coming now.
B.
No, there are 2 more.
C.
They prefer the yellow one.
Number 23. Which caterer is supplying food for the wedding? A.
A large round table.
B.
The one that John used for his.
C.
The orders came in last night.
Number 24. Why don't we ask for 2 days off? A.
Yes, that's a good idea.
B.
She works in human resources.
C.
Turn at the stoplight.
Number 25. Did more people sign up to volunteer this year than last? A.
I thought the food was delicious.
B.
I didn't organize the picnic last year.
C.
It will be closed.
Number 26. Should I go to today's seminar or tomorrow's? A.
Are all purchases final?
B.
Only a slight increase.
C.
Tomorrow's has been cancelled.
Number 27. This heater isn't as warm as I thought it would be. A.
It is in the refrigerator.
B.
It depends on the weather report.
C.
Would you like a jacket?
Number 28. We can go to lunch now, can't we? A.
It will be on your right.
B.
I think so.
C.
There are plenty of people.
Number 29. Why is John not at his desk today? A.
I want a new one.
B.
I put it next to the window.
C.
He was transferred to the downtown office.
Number 30. Should we go to the store first or have dinner? A.
There's no room in the taxi.
B.
Either way is fine.
C.
Yes, she will.
Number 31. Does the boss know that the owner is coming in today? A.
Maybe later, thanks.
B.
It's in the closet.
C.
You'd better let him know.
Number 7. Where did you get that croissant? A.
Let's move the file cabinet.
B.
Sure, I don't need it anymore.
C.
Why? Are you hungry?
Number 8. We have 3 positions open for service technician. A.
Have we received any applications yet?
B.
I'll lock it when I leave.
C.
No, I wasn't there.
Number 9. Doesn't your brother attend Fairweather University? A.
Turn right at the corner.
B.
He graduated last year.
C.
A week from today.
Number 10. How about I update your database management software this afternoon? A.
He's been pleased with it so far.
B.
No, I haven't had time yet.
C.
That would work.
Number 11. Why did you get rid of the magazine rack? A.
Last Friday.
B.
At the print shop.
C.
Because it was just taking up space.
Number 12. Where is this week's training schedule? A.
It's posted on the bulletin board.
B.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
C.
It's a year-long project.
Number 13. Did Mr. Finn have the architect's plans sent to the contractor? A.
Yes, I faxed them over this morning.
B.
Please sign at the bottom.
C.
I have an appointment today.
Number 14. How was the traffic on the 15 when you came home? A.
There are only 2.
B.
It was unusually light.
C.
Keep going straight.
Number 15. Why was the fire department here this morning? A.
Yesterday at lunch.
B.
It's in the back office.
C.
For a routine safety drill.
Number 16. When will the security guard return from his break? A.
He should be back any minute.
B.
A new savings account.
C.
At the bank next door.
Number 17. Who's the current head of accounts receivable? A.
When the software upgrade is finished installing.
B.
It's down in the basement, isn't it?
C.
Paul Mason.
Number 18. Have the health inspectors completed their evaluation? A.
They like the design you submitted.
B.
Our competitor is opening another retail location.
C.
Yes, we'll receive a copy of their report tomorrow.
Number 19. Should we purchase train tickets online or at the station? A.
A weekend trip.
B.
I'd like an aisle seat, please.
C.
It's easier to buy them on web.
Number 20. What do you think about our new marketing campaign? A.
It's been successful so far.
B.
I got it.
C.
No, but I'll update them.
Number 21. There's a cafe in the hotel lobby. A.
Yes, 24 hours a day.
B.
It's been rescheduled.
C.
Good. I need a cup of coffee.
Number 22. Who should I speak to about running a background check? A.
No, just me.
B.
It's the first Tuesday of the month.
C.
Polly can help.
Number 23. Do we have enough time to get to the airport? A.
I heard it will be Robert Foster.
B.
Monday through Friday.
C.
It's still an hour before departure.
Number 24. I'd like you to file these expense reports as soon as possible. A.
Around 10 days.
B.
I'll get started right away.
C.
Yes, she did a good job.
Number 25. The sidewalks in the courtyard have been replaced. A.
Let's sit in the lobby.
B.
Oh, I haven't noticed.
C.
Parking is free.
Number 26. When will construction on the new recreation center begin? A.
He's a personal trainer.
B.
On Washington Street.
C.
By the start of spring, I think.
Number 27. Are you going to work on the design project alone, or should I assign someone to help you? A.
Just follow the arrows.
B.
I could use some help.
C.
In a few minutes.
Number 28. You bought that refrigerator magnet in the gift shop, didn't you? A.
Put them in the sink.
B.
Later this week.
C.
Yes, I just couldn't help myself.
Number 29. Please call me when my laptop has been repaired. A.
Sure, it'll probably be done tomorrow.
B.
$100 an hour.
C.
They are short-staffed today.
Number 30. What street is the courthouse on? A.
To pick up a package.
B.
Post a sign on the door.
C.
Ventura Avenue.
Number 31. Why isn't Lawrence leading the internship program again this year? A.
Not a lot.
B.
Because he's been promoted.
C.
The first group meeting.
Number 7. Could you pass the salt? A.
It is too fast.
B.
Here you go.
C.
It tastes bad.
Number 8. Who's in charge of the company picnic? A.
I think Lucy is.
B.
We missed you on Sunday.
C.
It cost a lot.
Number 9. When will you be home? A.
At our office.
B.
Tomorrow afternoon.
C.
Are you sure?
Number 10. Did you hear about the latest smartphone? A.
It wasn't there.
B.
I already met them.
C.
No, what is it?
Number 11. What if I took it back to the shop? A.
Yes, I think you should.
B.
It's not mine.
C.
He's at home.
Number 12. Who's that on TV? A.
No, she wouldn't.
B.
He's the Prime Minister.
C.
After his meeting.
Number 13. Where will the wedding guests be staying? A.
Unless the company pays.
B.
I think it's on oceanography.
C.
We won't know until next month.
Number 14. How can I help you? A.
I'd like a table for two.
B.
She's not here.
C.
I haven't seen one today.
Number 15. Did you sign up for archery lessons? A.
I haven't registered yet.
B.
It lasted all evening.
C.
Then I'll reschedule.
Number 16. Why did you put it in the bedroom? A.
She left early.
B.
Because there wasn't space in the closet.
C.
I'll go to the office later.
Number 17. I don't think we should go to the cinema now. A.
Every half hour or so.
B.
It is pretty late.
C.
I like that restaurant too.
Number 18. Where did you put the telephone bill? A.
She isn't here now.
B.
By express delivery.
C.
Check the top drawer.
Number 19. You receive your credit card bill online, don't you? A.
It's a temporary password.
B.
Yes, but it also comes by mail.
C.
No, a savings account.
Number 20. Is the van big enough for all your things? A.
It's been a lot of work.
B.
He's the driver.
C.
I have only a little furniture.
Number 21. How often do I need to reapply this sunscreen? A.
Always keep it with you.
B.
It probably says on the package.
C.
A helmet and safety glasses.
Number 22. Should we buy lunch in the cafeteria? A.
Our product's launching next week.
B.
You're right. It worked well.
C.
I brought lunch from home today.
Number 23. Isn't Sam the most qualified lifeguard? A.
An opportunity in the marketing department.
B.
No, he just received his certification last week.
C.
A few more interviews.
Number 24. Do you see where the fire escape is on this map? A.
It's near the loading dock.
B.
We could meet this afternoon.
C.
That looks good on you.
Number 25. You can schedule the training course for tomorrow or the day after. A.
I'll need several days to prepare for the course.
B.
$500.
C.
The store is closed on Sundays.
Number 26. What did you say to the customer about the canceled order? A.
A layover in Hong Kong.
B.
Weren't you going to call them?
C.
Maybe for 2 or 3 days.
Number 27. How many computers do we need to buy next month? A.
He said he really enjoys the job.
B.
I believe it opens at 10:30.
C.
The IT manager needs to finish the inventory first.
Number 28. We have a photographer at the wedding rehearsal, don't we? A.
I handed in my report to the manager.
B.
Yes, she's there right now.
C.
Didn't he win last year too?
Number 29. Jane posted the exam results at the bottom of the stairs. A.
I'll have to take a look at them.
B.
The downstairs meeting room.
C.
Our company's annual picnic.
Number 30. Let's put the refrigerator beside the sink. A.
The coffee is not very good here.
B.
I haven't been waiting for too long.
C.
I'll ask facilities to do that.
Number 31. We ordered sandwiches for lunch both days of the sales meeting, didn't we? A.
The original order was only for today.
B.
It's located next door.
C.
Yes, the keynote speaker just arrived.